Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking into the mod that I'm working on called Tribal. Tribal is a massive mod. It's going to expand aggressively as well. So if you don't know, I made Holiday Haven and I also made Tiki Life. And so this is my third big mod that's going to be called Tribal. Now, as of the making of this video, it's not finished. But I just wanted to kind of go over some of the stuff as to like how it's going to work. Things I'm kind of doing to make things a little bit more organized. So we're going to go over that right now. So the first thing that you will notice when you open up your cosmetic folder under Apply Cosmetics is you will have some of the same stuff that we've already seen before in some of the other mods. I like to start with the builder's kit for the tile sets first. And then I like to get into decorations. And then we get into these new categories, which have these symbols on them. Now, this is still kind of like early testing. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. But basically, these are your decorations. I'll probably put a symbol on these as well. I'm still trying to think of how to do it, or if it's better to have like a border or whatever. But I'm trying to make these a little bit more organized with appearance so that they don't you don't have to look around for hours. Now, in the prior ones, like if we look at Tiki Life, see, I started with the builder's kit and then decorations, and then it was kind of like, oh, now we're into functionals. Like individual items like a bed or a beehive or whatever. And it was just kind of a little confusing. It worked for most situations, and then cosmetics for clothing at the end. So it worked for most people. I didn't really hear too many complaints about it, but it would be nice to have things more organized. So we're going to try to organize things more. So what we're doing is I invented kind of like my own custom category system. So for example, if you hover over these, like this says furniture, logistics, food and water, and crafting. Now, if you're probably wondering like, well, where are all the functionals? Well, the functionals are inside these. They're all categorized now. So like if we look at the original again from Tiki Life, right? So like each item was by themselves, like grill and vault and smoker and, jean store. Like everything was like individual. But now what I've done is I've put, and if this works better, I'll change this for the other mods as well. But these are all in categories now. So like, for example, crafting, food and water, right? So that includes everything. So like your crop plots, your fridge, your beehive, your industrial cooker. So now you don't need to have like a million things on your hotbar. So for example, down here on the bottom of my hotbar, I have like for the 4 key, if I press this, now it will show a display and it actually tells me what it goes on if you're unsure. And it also tells you what's coming soon. So I can kind of like organize a little bit better with the community so I don't constantly get hit with, hey, are you going to do this? Hey, you're going to do that, which I'm fine with, but I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So now if you're playing the game, you'll be like, oh, he already knows that the Daddy storage box is going to be done and that is coming. So if I put a coming soon on there, I'm definitely committed to trying to make that work. So that'll be coming soon. So if I switch to like different things here now, if I go to like the 6 key, so now I'm on food and water, and it says in the lower left there, tribal, and then it says category, and everything's also organized by color. So like, for example, crafting is purple. If you like colors, because I'm a color guy, like it's easier to just kind of like see the colors sometimes for organization. Food and water is blue, obviously. I might have to make that darker though, because it looks like science is a little similar. Science right now is obviously not ready, at least of the making of this video, but that includes like, your, as you can see, some of the names aren't showing up correctly either. I got to fix all that. But, like your tech turret, your shield, the gene storage, stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff is going to show up eventually. I just haven't gotten to it yet. If you do see any weird bug where like the names don't show up, just hit it twice and it should refresh. I got to fix that. So it should be ready to go at launch day. But anyways, so yeah, just something to kind of help you guys out with. I'll probably have to make that a little smaller because as you can see, it's starting to get huge. The list is massive. It goes across the entire screen. But I don't know. It's just something I'm kind of experimenting with to see if this helps, because a lot of times you're like, wait, what does this work on? And people don't like to necessarily read. So I like to just kind of like make things easy for them. So for example, this obviously, as you can see, goes on almost anything. So if I turn these off real quick. So right now, you can see in the bottom there, it says Tech Replicator is a part of that. So I'm like, okay, this works on Tech Replicator. So I just walk up to Tech Replicator. It shows me that it's going to work because it turns green. Obviously, if I look on something else, it just stays red. Okay, so I just go on this, it turns green, boom, we're good to go. And then what that allows me to do too is I can just run down the line. Like if I know I'm doing all my functionals, I can just do all that stuff for like crafting. If I know I'm doing food and water, I can switch to the 6 key, and this is all my food and water. So when I shut all these back off, you'll see real quick here, I can basically just redo all this stuff, right? So I can just run down the line real fast. I don't have to like switch to individual different things anymore. Like, oh, I gotta get the grill, or I gotta get the water, or, you know, so it's all just in one now, which is kind of nice. So I just want to really like show this off and make sure you guys understand how to use it, because it's going to make life a lot easier for applying things. As for decorations, I have decorations now. They're built into subcategories just like before. So again, if we look at Tiki Life as an example, or Holiday Haven, whichever. So these are decoration categories. So they represent like multiple variations for one item. So if we go back to ours, the new one, Tribal, you'll see right here, it says Deco in front of it. It should always say Deco in the description. So we got Deco Fire, Deco Statues. There is more coming. I got wall decorations, a bunch of other ones. But as of now, if it says the word Deco in it, then it obviously is one of these decoration categories. So for example, let's just put some boxes down. This should be a lot easier to like snap. And also I made it so that these work on literally any box size. So you don't have to be like, oh, I need this, or I wish it was smaller so I could fit it better. It doesn't really matter anymore. I made it so it should work on everything. It doesn't matter. So you just run down the line, aim at it, and you're good to go. And then once you're in it, you just hold E on this, and you can change your variant. And then these will all change to whatever they say they're supposed to be or whatever. And obviously it's really bright out. It's daytime, so we can't really see the fire too well. But they do actually all emit light as well. These aren't just like for looks. They actually emit light as well. So let me switch the time here if I can get this time thing to work. Let's do 0, I think it is. There we go. So as it gets darker here, you'll start to see that these really do kick some light. So I think I got one back here in the corner. Just want to show the decorations. This is another one too, so we have statues. So statues, they do more than just sit there like some of the other stuff that I've done. I've tried to make everything a little bit more interesting, I guess is the word. So this is just a small little deco box that I used. So you just kind of go like, see, it's kind of hard to snap on the smalls. That's why I made it for all sizes. But anyways, oh, and then on the left there, I do have a new panel that pops up, and that'll tell you how many variations are for the decoration category that you have. So like, for example, this one is 7 variations. If I go back to fire, there's 29 variations, which is a lot. So like if you want fire decorations, you can know, okay, good, there's 29 variations or whatever, and that'll update in real time. So if I automatically decide to down the road add like 6 more fireplace assets, it'll just update for you, so you'll know. You'll be like, wait a minute, now there's 35. So it's all intuitive. It'll update automatically. Another cool thing that I added is when you look at the when you look at the categories for the functionals, in the very bottom, in the middle, at least that's where I have it for now, it says version. And the reason why I put that in there is for confusion issues. So if you don't know, for example, did I update on the right version? Well, this will tell you. So if that version doesn't match the version from the store page, then you know that you're not on the right version, and for some reason you haven't updated. Because I know sometimes there's issues. It doesn't auto update, or you're maybe playing on private server or single player and you didn't update it yet, or something's wrong, or you're not online or whatever. So now you'll know whether or not you're on the right version. These basically all have light built into them. Not a single statue doesn't have lighting. As you can see, there's like some cool light effects. There's a lot of lighting effects in this mod, by the way. That's why it's kind of at a whole new level. I'm using Gen 2 kind of effects that I've created where they're all like really advanced and powerful, and they really light up the room and everything. So this is the statue set. So if we just kind of like check these out real quick. So some of them have like fire and flames. So absolutely everything in this mod will change the audio. So much better, right? Nice and quiet. We got some cool weird particle effects going on here. The floor's all lit up. And then we can change this to different variations. So each functional should have 3 variations. There's 3 major tribes according to the storyline for this this mod. There's the Moonglow, which is kind of almost like an elven wooded, wood with blue crystals, kind of look like nature, lots of greenery. Then there's the Snowpaw, which is white marble, very architectural, very clean. And then they obviously have bones and like they're kind of spiritual. And then you have Nightfire as well. And then Nightfire is more exotic, as you can see, purple, dark black, glowing lava that's like purple and deep blues and stuff like that. So there's different styles to choose from. If you want to make your whole base look like Nightfire, you can. You can change all of these to different variations as well. So that's like the Nightfire. It's kind of hard to see in the light, but it's got like purple crystals and stuff on the sides as well. So there's all these different options you can pick, or you can go full-blown Snowpaw and make everything look, white with orange crystal and, kind of the same theme is what I'm saying. So 3 major archetypes to choose from on every single asset in the game, pretty much. To be honest, I kind of like them all, just kind of mix match, but they all look pretty nasty when you do just one simple theme for the whole base. So it's pretty cool. I went nuts with, as you can see, the Tribe Tower. This is the Nightfire one. Lots of fire in this mod as well. Lots of flames, lots of fire, lots of kind of like that barbaric vibe. This is the Snowpaw one, which is pretty cool. Again, they're kind of like spiritually infused with nature, but they're kind of like aggressive and warlike. And then you've got Moonglow, which is more like peaceful nature and stuff. For cosmetic clothing, we've got different... I tried to do this as organized as I could. It's a little weird, but you've got helmets, and like they kind of all go together. So like, for example, Snowpaw helmet, chest, gloves, legs, boots. And then I got a bonus in here. Sometimes you'll get like bonuses with the helmets, just whatever. But then you've got the next set. So this is our next set right here. So this is all split. I got the wrong naming here. I got to change the name. So this would be all of our Nightfire set, and then this will be our Moonglow set down here. So for example, I'll just kind of equip some of these so you can see what's going on. So let's just put on this Snowpaw outfit. And I got some cool surprises for you guys with this. So this actually emits light as a helmet, so you can actually see a little bit. I'll tell you this much, it definitely kind of gives you a little satisfaction when you're in a deep dark cave, so you don't have to turn on the gamma all the time, which gets really annoying. But aside from that, this is a cool, stylish helmet. And then you've got your you see how it's kind of like all the same color schematics as well. So you've got like white, black, orange are the main colors for Snowpaw. And then the boots actually emit these cool colors as you move. So like if I fly around here just to kind of show you, so like they will actually, show this cool trail behind my boots wherever I go, which is, I don't know, something different I came up with. Try to get a better angle on this so you can see a little bit better. There we go. And all of them do this. So for example, if I switch to another set here, if we go to, let's say, the Nightfire set, and sometimes you'll get sound effects for equipping some of these. I'm experimenting with different sounds and stuff. So now we're in our Nightfire set. As you can see, everything has changed. We now look pretty badass. Again, Nightfire is supposed to be like exotic and kind of like, creative. And then so we've got purple. So we got purple streaks now everywhere. Again, I'm still like kind of experimenting, so things are probably going to be rebalanced and tested a lot. So like the lights may change. They might shoot further but be more dim. I might tone them down. I don't know. So everything's kind of like in the works right now. Especially during the making of this video. And then we've got like the Moonglow set. So the Moonglow set is pretty awesome. Let me get my camera all set up here, and I'll change the color or the time of day so we can actually see what the hell is going on. All right, so if I do this, there we go. Okay, so this is the Moonglow outfit. So pretty cool, you know, nature based, obviously, just like their brand is, so to speak. And again, this would also show light at night. You can kind of see it, but it's daytime, so it's like that blue light. So everything, again, is kind of like their own themes. Some really cool cosmetics. So yeah. And then, of course, I'm starting to add dino skins. So here we go. So we just go to the... right now, it's just the Thyla. I will add more, trust me. But right now, we're just starting with the Thyla because it's probably one of my favorite dinos. Figured might as well start with something I like, right? So we put the Thyla armor saddle skin on the saddle. It's not the costume. It's actually the saddle, which is cool because you can trade these off, I guess. So basically, there it is. So let's get on here and see what this does. Now I'm still adding some more stuff, but this is basically... Let me try to get the photo mode so we can actually see what the hell's going on here. There we go. So that's the armor for the Thyla, which is pretty sweet. I'm still working on some details here and there, trying to smooth some stuff out, but pretty badass. And so anything I do should be fully animated with him. It should work fine. Also, he emits his own trails behind him, so you can see the fire on the ground. This is kind of like an early testing phase right now, so if it becomes too much, I might tone it down. As you can see, I still have my boots that are shining. They're you know, flying trails as I'm moving. I want feedback too. So if you guys like this stuff, you know, let me know. If you're like, it's too much, it needs to be changed, let me know. And then I'll just go with probably, you know, overwhelming majority of opinions. But I'll probably change this around. But anyway, this is supposed to be the Snowpaw outfit for this Thyla. So I'll probably add a different version for each, you know, tribe. So you'll have one for Nightfire as well or whatever. And I might change the particle effects. I don't know if I like him throwing trails behind him. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, so yeah, this is kind of like a little demo of what's coming, guys. This mod, just so you know, I am targeting, as of the making of this video, I'm targeting $10 for this mod. It's going to have a lot of different stuff that I've never added before. You're getting a lot of different cosmetics as well, which I've never done before. There's just a lot more in this mod than the other two that I've done, so I figured it's worth the value. So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at here, but the most important thing is making sure you guys know how these categories work. And then, of course, I want to kind of sneak peek, show you all the cosmetics that are coming. And then as for the building stuff, which is still being worked on, I know one complaint that a lot of players have, and this is just in the game itself, is like if I want to change some walls, I have to walk up to them individually, one by one in my base, and change them, which can be very daunting. And yes, I have glass variants as well for each type. So you've got glass variants for Moonglow, Nightfire, and Snowpaw. So you can have glass windows everywhere as well. So what I'm thinking of doing, instead of having to like constantly go up to each one individually, is I'm probably going to add a tool that lets you just click once and it will just fill the whole area. This is dangerous, and it's got a lot of chances for being buggy, so bear with me on that. It'll probably be a beta feature. And so if it breaks something, it's never going to break anything permanently. None of my stuff will ever break your game. I know some mods will like literally break your asset slightly and you'll have to like replace it and stuff, but none of my stuff should do that. At the very least, it's just going to break the skin and you'll have to take it off and put it back on. But I do want to add that feature so that you can basically just click once and you'll be good to go. So that's coming. It's in the works. I will have a beta feature for that at launch. But yeah, just wanted to kind of show you around a little bit, show you what's going on, what's being worked on. And yeah, I think you guys are really going to like this one. So cool beans. I will have a trailer out for it eventually. And stay tuned. Should be pretty fun. Catch you guys later.